It's impossible to hold back your tears when you're on Armenian soil. I'm just like my grandfather. He gets emotional whenever he talks about Armenia. With the Armenian Tricolor displayed on her gear, Telma Altoon has run marathons in Italy, France, and several states in America. This is her first time running in Armenia. At first I was like a robot. As with my previous marathons, I aimed at running 68 miles the first day, another number of miles the next day, and so on. Everything was planned. But once I started to run, I became more and more emotional with every new mile. The more I came into contact with the people, the more my world changed. Telma had often heard her parents say that with its dazzling nature, Armenia is a veritable Switzerland. They told me it looks like Switzerland. Well, it's even more beautiful than Switzerland, and it's pristine. As she runs the 176-mile Vardenis-Hadrut trail, Telma makes short stops at towns and villages, where she is greeted with Armenian hospitality. "Come on in, I'll make tea for you," they tell me, even though they've never met me before. "Come on in, let's get you some tea and jelly." In Karvajar, Telma is welcomed by 4 brothers and their sister. The 11-year-old girl wants to become a runner, just like Telma. Will you be a good girl? Will you study hard? Bravo. While in Karvajar, a city recovering from the war, Telma remembers escaping with her family from another war when she was 14 years old. I was born in Iran. In 1985, during the Iran-Iraq War, we escaped the bombs and went to Germany. 2 years later, we arrived in America. Growing up with the stories of her parents and grandparents, Telma had always dreamed of coming to Armenia, and not just as a tourist. My goal now is to raise funds for building trails in Artsakh and Armenia so that people from around the world can come here, make investments, and see this nature, this spectacular beauty. I wouldn't want to be the only person to enjoy this trail. While in the homeland, Telma and her friend Robert have drawn a business plan to develop ecotourism in Artsakh. They have 2 projects in the works. The first pertains to boosting ecotourism along the Vardenis-Hadrut trail, which is dotted with villages and monastic complexes. We've already installed a number of stone markers along the trail, all sponsored by the Armenian community of Los Angeles. Soon we'll launch a new fundraising campaign in the US. We'll be working with several foundations, especially the Hayastan All-Armenian Fund. I love the Hayastan All-Armenian Fund for implementing so many wonderful programs. Telma has discussed her projects with Artsakh President Bako Saakyan as well. Her parents were there with her when she met with the president. As she reached Stepanakert, Telma was greeted by the track and field team of Artsakh. They were photographed in front of the Grandma and Grandpa monument. Telma offers the athletes some words of advice. Sports are important, but your minds and getting a good education are far more important. You know that, right? The marathon resumes to culminate in Hadrut.
Children and teenage creative center. Oh, creative center. Okay, got it. Oh, I'm going to great. What a Syrian building I did. Wow. Very nice. Merci, Papa, because we're going to save their